Science Beetle.
Hey, welcome back, students. Hey, what I wanted to do is go ahead and begin this discussion about programming. And so, one of the languages that I am learning, I'm going to full disclosure, I am not an expert in this language, but I am learning. And I wanted to share with you some of the information that I know to help you get started in this particular language. The language I'm talking about is SwiftUI. And so, I wanted to provide you with a brief introduction to it. I do want to walk you through the development of an app that I'm working on. And in order for me to do that and have you follow along, is to kind of give you a little bit of the nomenclature, some of the vocabulary that you're going to need, and some of the general objects that are going to be referenced when I start programming the actual app with you. And so I wanted to use this particular area here, known as the playground on Xcode, which is the app that I'm going to, or the program I'm going to be using to develop the app. I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of some of those general topics that you should know. So one of the first things that you're going to need to know is what a comment is. Let's just begin there. Now on the screen, what you see is at the very top, you see import UI kit, and then this line here says two hash lines, Learning SwiftUI introduction. The two lines at the very beginning, these two lines essentially mean that this is a comment. And so the reason that you want to know about this is because when we go through the code, you're going to see me use the commenting as a way to kind of isolate code so that I can turn it off essentially. Think of it kind of like a gene expression. So you want to make sure that there is a phosphorylation event and you're preventing the code from being transcribed and translated. And so you want to make sure you stop it from being, more importantly, translated so it doesn't get produced into a protein. And so the code is the same way here. You're essentially going to block it by quote unquote phosphorylating the actual code, and essentially it doesn't let the program actually translate that into a graphical thing that you can see. And so code commenting is a very good way that we do that. So this is an example of a code comment, so using a double line hash. So essentially I could say here something like, I can make a comment like, let's program. And when you just type in something like this into the Xcode, oftentimes you're going to see that there's errors involved. So you're seeing here an error being shown on the screen. So things like that, we want to silence that. So we usually put a double hash line in it, and it comments it out, so it's ignored by this system because it says this is a comment, it's not part of the code. Now there's another way that we can do this, and let's pretend that I had a multi-line program code or comments that I wanted to include. And so let's see here, so let's program together. Let's just put here together with, and I'm just going to say Swift UI. And so normally this would show up. Obviously the error code is going to come up here in a second. But what we can do is we can actually manually go in here and put double lines on everything. And we can comment it like that. However, one thing that I do want to show you is an easier way is you can put the line with an asterisk, and then everything after that until you close it, which would be the reverse order, so an star slash. And then if you were to have some other code down here, notice the code down below is going to be shown, but the code inside the comment brackets is going to be ignored. And so the full comment can also be, so I should probably say here equals a single line comment. And then we can have the slash star, and I'm going to put here your comment goes here in quotes or in parentheses. And notice that everything inside the slash star on the left and star slash on the right is going to be the comment, and it's going to be ignored. And so we can always come down here to this last one, put a double slash here at the very end, and our last line there can be commented out. So this comment here at the very top, then this is essentially going to be a, let's kind of put it like this, is equal to a multi-line comment. And as as long as I close it with an asterisk and a slash, then it's all like that. And so that's kind of what's being shown down here in this section here on line 9 through 12. That's what's being shown there. That's a multi-line comment, and the code on line 14 is a single line comment. Okay. Actually, what I want to leave you with as well is beyond just the general commenting is when do you use the comments. The comments are generally used when you're trying to break up the code, trying to test to see if there's a problem. Maybe a certain section of the code doesn't work, and so you're trying to isolate it, like essentially turn it off so that you can see if that section of the code, if you're using a multi-line coding, commenting, you want to make sure is the problem within this commented section, and if it goes away, this problem that exists, then you now know that the comment or the problem in your code, known as a bug, can then be located within the open comment bracket and the closing comment bracket, and so you can go look for it in there. The other item that you want to do commenting is whenever you comment, it's highly recommended if you want to get some pretty good coding put in so that others can follow your code. You want to make sure that you put a sufficient code comments for other programmers that may be able to work with your particular code down the line. You want to make sure that you comment well enough for them to understand why you did certain things or why you kind of coded it and the syntax the way you did in the program. So those are some items that you want to keep in mind with this section. So commenting is extremely important, and that's why I want to begin this journey in SwiftUI with commenting. And so if you haven't already done so, subscribe, keep watching, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next one.